Hey guys, Dr. Jason Torado here, still down in Florida. This is part of our Florida sequence of videos. Days ago, I was talking to a chiropractor. We were talking about the things that he was doing that that were not working for him. And I realized that there's a lot of things that chiropractors do that are part of their business that just doesn't work. And it seems like it's something that's in our profession that a lot of chiropractors do that they continue to do. You have to realize that one of the fastest ways to actually improve your business is to just get rid of things that don't work. Whether it's a product or a service or maybe even a policy, whatever it is that you're doing that your patients don't like, even your mindset, whatever it is that you're doing inside your office, your practice, that does not work. You just need to get rid of it. And I know that's kind of hard for a lot of people. It seems overly simplistic, but that's really you have to think, or anything that you're doing. Think of it this way: anything that you're doing that isn't really consistent with your customers' expectations, or anything that you're doing that is not congruent with or match up with what your patients desire or their expectations, or if you're doing something, anything that isn't congruent with what their wants are, anything that you're doing, right, that doesn't match up with your patient, you got to get rid of inside your office. So think about what is it that you're doing inside your practice that is, not congruent with what your patients are looking for. Well, that's the big problem, right? And so what happens is, as a profession, I think that our beliefs, for some reason, become more important than results. Because if chiropractors really focus more on results instead of beliefs, they'd probably make a lot more money in business. And I've worked with a lot of chiropractors. And one of the things that's consistent that I've heard with a lot of chiropractors is they do these report of findings, these 2, 3, even 4-day report of findings. There are practice management gurus that are really, really big on doing these 2-day, 3-day, 4-day report of findings. And look, you know what they're designed for. They're designed so that we can set up our patients, so that we can close them on bigger packages. You know that. We don't have to hide that. Right? Let's not mince words here. And so that's one thing that I find that's inconsistent. It's not congruent with what patients are looking for. Patients just want to know what's going on, just get treated. That's it. So that hard sell kind of report of findings thing, it doesn't work, man. It's just old. Right? And still, I see practice management gurus and coaches out there telling people that they need to close people. Things like that you have to think about. These high volume, these low fees nightmares. I mean, it's just they're not. I don't believe that they're really good for a doctor. I don't think that they're good for business. I don't think that they're good for the profession. Things like discounting your fees, Groupon ads, spinal screenings, patient appreciation days, like those things. I think they repel people. I really do. And you may think that it might work for 1 or 2, 3 people that you get coming into your office, but I think you have to burn through a lot of people before you actually start making some money. In other words, I think you do more harm than good. So, like, if that's the case, and we know that these procedures they don't really work well for chiropractors or for the profession as a whole, why do we keep doing it? I think the reason why we keep doing it is because coaches, practice management gurus, they're still teaching it. And I mean, I don't, but I know that there are guys at companies out there that still teach these things that don't necessarily work. And so why is it? Why do doctors still do that, even though it doesn't work? And I think it's because so many consultants, they focus more, so many consultants and chiropractors are focused on themselves, and they're not really focused on their patients. And I think, consultants, like, what's their job? Their job is really to give the chiropractors what they want, not to give what the patients want. So what happens is they end up giving advice to chiropractors. They tell them what they want to hear, that everybody should be under lifetime care, and you should recommend 30 visits, 40 visits to everybody. And because that's what a chiropractor wants to hear, but that's, you know, and you should do a 2, 3, 4 day report of findings, but that is not what patients want to hear. And so it sounds great for chiropractors. Chiropractors continue to do it, but it just sets up a bad business. It's bad for business. It doesn't work. And so if it's not congruent with patients, with what patients want, why do they do it? I think consultants probably don't give that don't give the kind of advice that chiropractors really need, like telling, give patients really what they want, because I don't believe that that consultants in general, in the past and even now, that they don't believe that chiropractors think that they can build a practice with just patient satisfaction alone. You see, it takes more than just patient satisfaction to be able to build a practice. Because to be able to get good patient satisfaction, it takes having a great office experience. It takes being a great chiropractor. It also means your office has to look a certain way. It also means that you've got to nurture your relationships with your patients in the office and outside of the office by doing things like patient newsletters, patient emails, patient postcards, text messaging, all these things. And so all these things combined with giving patients what they want really creates overall great satisfaction. So you see, that's what really creates patient satisfaction. So you don't really have to do all those things that these coaches and these consultants really tell you to do, that it's really just things that you want to hear, right? But you have to really do things that the patient wants to hear. And I really hope that makes sense. So look, it takes a lot of things to make patients happy. It's a whole system of things that I try to teach chiropractors nowadays. Some people want to listen, some people don't want to listen. That's why I built our coaching program, to be able to teach doctors these systems that over time will actually build their practice, because it creates complete patient satisfaction. And so we do the work so that you don't have to do the work. All right, guys, I hope some of this makes sense. It was great seeing you, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.